Today on the channel from AEW Unrivaled Series 9, we've got Eddie Kingston.
The spirit of Ultimate Warrior will run forever!
Welcome everyone, Kyle here. Welcome back to the channel for another AEW Jazzwares Unrivaled Series 9 unboxing and review. And today, we've got Eddie Kingston. Eddie Kingston is first time in the line, and I believe first ever action figure. I know he's had a micro brawler. I don't believe he had an FTC. If he did, I didn't ever pick that one up. But I believe this is his first time in the line, and it's really cool to get new characters in the AEW line, as we've discussed before. We needed fresh blood. AEW Unrivaled 9 giving us a lot of fresh blood, all fresh blood in the line, which is really cool. But really even cooler for a guy like Eddie Kingston that's been around the indies, been all over the world, to finally get his due on a national stage, I guess we'd call it, and an action figure to go along with it. So that's always exciting, always cool to get a new character into our wrestling figure universe, especially a guy like Eddie Kingston that's been around. And a lot of people know him. Maybe they didn't know all of his work, but most people did seem to know his name, especially the hardcore wrestling fans. So like I said, very cool for him to get an action figure. But we're going to do this review like we do all the other reviews on the channel. We're going to take a look at the packaging. We're going to talk about it. We're going to unbox it. We're going to talk about it. We're going to see where it goes from there. So let's take a look at the packaging of old Eddie Kingston. We got that familiar packaging. It's very uniform. We've seen it through Series 1 through 9. Hopefully it stays this way. I don't think they'll get crazy at Series 10 and say, okay, let's change the packaging up. But you never know. Stranger things have happened for sure. AEW Unrivaled logo down low. Eddie Kingston, a little glamour shot around the package, looking really good. Get an extra head, get all kinds of hands going on. And then, of course, you got the Eddie Kingston figure. Gold packaging at the top of the AEW. He is number 73 in the AEW Unrivaled line. He is Series 9, of course. AEW right there. And AEW on the other side. As I said, it does start to spell out Rampage on the bottom if you do line these guys all up. And then the back of the package, there he is. Looks like he's taking on Miro there. You got his autograph there, which is always cool. And then, of course, we got the whole Unrivaled Series 9 lineup. Of course, we'll be unboxing every single one of those on the channel. Then at the end of the week, we're going to rank them from my least favorite to my favorite. So stay tuned for that. Subscribe, hit the old notification bell. And if you're a Patreon member, you'll be able to get these videos much, much earlier. So something to think about out there. AEW logo down at the bottom. And then what's this from? What event is this from? This is Eddie Kingston from All Out, September 5th, 2021, Chicago, Illinois. And, of course, the Chicago crowd was loving themselves some Eddie Kingston on that night. But looking good. Let's see what's going on. Let's get him out of the package, see what all the fuss is about. And there's been some fuss. I put my ear to the railroad tracks, usually the streets, but this time I put it to the railroad tracks. See you later. It's dangerous because sometimes those railroad signs go off. But, you know, got to do it for science every once in a while. See you later. Goodbye. And there was fuss about this Eddie Kingston. I can confirm it. And there's also him in the plastic prison as well. Looking good. Looking at him. He does have a necklace going on here. So that's an interesting take there. We'll see what that's about. See how that is. That's a first time in the line accessory, which is always exciting. And that's that extra head. Body out. And then we got all kinds of hands. It's always interesting. Now, why did Eddie Kingston get a necklace and 4 hands extra and an extra head, where Christian got a head and 2 hands, and 2 of the same hands? I don't know what the rhyme or reason is exactly on some of these hands and accessories we get from the Jazzwares team. See you later. Get out of here. There it goes. All right, let's get down to him. Let's clean this up. Let's clean this up, and we're getting down to business here. So he's got his kind of gangster hands going on. We'll talk about those in a second here. He's throwing up the old gang signs. It happens from time to time. But we got 2 open hands here. Not quite as open as like a slapping hand, but a definitely deep grip here. You're not going to be able to hold a microphone with these or anything. But I do like the tape around the fingers. Nice attention to detail there. So we got that going on. And then, of course, the Jazzwares team, they said, hey, we can't let old Kyle down. He'll dog us in the review if we don't have a couple of fists going on. And he has the fist here. No tape on the thumb on the fist, though, where we get tape over here, we get tape over here. No tape on the fist, on the thumb, so that's a little attention to detail that was missed for sure. But always good to have fist. You know, Eddie Kingston's a guy that he's not as scared to throw a fist if he has to, and he shouldn't be. He shouldn't be. Now we get down to Eddie Kingston, and I remember a lot of people were dogging on Christian Cage, and a lot of people were dogging on Eddie Kingston. I wouldn't say it's the best head scan. I think in Christian's case, we talked about if you took the head off, you gave it to me and said, who is this? I could have told you that was Christian Cage. I'm not sure I could tell you that this was Eddie Kingston. And that could be because, hey, Christian's been a part of my life or wrestling watching life for, over 20 years now. Eddie Kingston, I've known about for a long time, but I haven't seen him on a consistent basis until he was on AEW. So that could be a part of it. So I'm not exactly sure what to think about that one. But when you add the body and everything together, it does scream a little bit Eddie Kingston, a little bit. But this is one maybe they could get a rerun on. And let's see this other head. Might as well compare the other head while we're at it. Same type of thing. I don't know if I could really tell you it was Eddie Kingston. This is once again like Christian. We get a little mean mugging action going on for Eddie. It's not terrible. The eyes look good. The facial hair is pretty good. It's a little bit light. Could be filled in just a hair bit more. They did get the fade in his hair going on. It is what it is. I don't know. I'm going to have to compare them in the glamour shot, see which one I like better. But both heads, very similar. Very similar, except the mouth gesture is different there. I'm going to pull this off. Pull this being his head, I'm going to pull that off. And I'm going to put this on here. See how this looks. So this is a little perplexing. So we do get this necklace here. We got some crosses, stuff like that. I feel like the sculpt could have been a little bit better on this one too. I don't know. It's very beady, but it's all one color, one thing. It really does give me Mr. T vibes, which is strange because Mr. T, we just got a recent Ultimate Edition, of course, Mr. T with the big chains. Not quite as big here, but it does have that kind of same feel to it. That kind of bigger than a normal necklace we would get with most wrestling figures. And this helps break up that neck sculpt a little bit because it almost looks Pitbull-esque, and even going back to Pitbull ECW-esque, where they big traps, very short neck. It kind of has that effect here with Eddie Kingston. I don't know. I think he looks better. He almost looks like Corpse Grinder is what this reminds me of. If you Cannibal Corpse fans, and I'm not a Cannibal Corpse fan. I'm not that extreme metal, but I've seen him before. But that's kind of what he reminds me of. He reminds me of Corpse Grinder from Cannibal. Yeah, he does. Yeah, well, maybe somebody else sees that too. But it is an interesting look there. Of course, the articulation-wise, we got the bicep cut. We got the elbows. We should not be able to move that much. I get to see a little kid, bam, broken, and they're done forever with their Eddie Kingston figure. So I wish they could tighten that up. We've been screaming about it for a long time. Who am I to make noise about that, though? I get it. I'm not in their quality control department or anything. But, boy, that if they could do anything to improve Jazzwares figures, to me, you go straight to this elbow joint. Way too loose. I'm not a fan of that. Not a fan at all. Skin tone looks okay. It doesn't have that grayish kind of sickly skin tone that we've seen in some of the figures. He's got a nice bright skin tone going on to him. Then we get to the hands here. We do have the bandages or the forearm wraps going on both sides here. We got the wraps on both fingers, which we didn't have on the hands we talked about. And then he's throwing up those gang signs, and I'm not good at my gang signs. Wu-Tang, I know it's for the children. I've seen it. I know all about that, but I'm not sure exactly what these ones mean. Somebody can enlighten me if they really want to. But he does got some of that, which does help bring out some personality in the figure. It's crazy how much hands can bring out into a sculpt, into a action figure. It can bring out so much expression, which we probably knew that, but we didn't know it really until Mattel really started giving us extra hands a few years back. But I really do like it. It gives a little more to the figure instead of just being plain Jane. It gives a little bit more of that personality of Eddie Kingston in this instance with the hand signs going on. You do get the big hula hoop action going on as well as we always get with the AEW Jazzwares figures. Got a little lion kind of griffin. Is that a griffin? I don't know what that is, but he's got that on the back of his singlet there. He's got the yellow and black attack. He's a big Striper fan. Obviously, anybody that wears yellow and black attack loves themselves some Striper. I'm assuming Eddie Kingston listens to Striper on the way to the arena. I just have to assume that. Why wouldn't we? Very John Moxley-esque bottom sculpt going on with kind of the jeans and the pockets on the side. A little bit of color splash would have been nice on these pockets. Maybe a little highlight something instead of just all black, one sculpt going on. Double jointed knees. Of course, not pinless. I do assume... And I do expect, I should say, in other words, that we'll see pinless joints with these Jazzwares figures. Hopefully by the end of the year, maybe early next year. That's just what my gut's telling me, but I don't know anything. I'm just guessing. It's all about keeping up with the Joneses. Mattel raising the stakes. Jazzware is going to do the same. That's just the way it goes. And not just the toy business, all the businesses out there. Somebody's got to jump first. Mattel did. Now Jazzware is going to have to do the same thing. Hopefully a price increase doesn't come with that, but it usually does. Stay tuned for that as always. Boot cut on this one, and then a good ankle rocker ankle pivots, all that kind of fun stuff going there. So for Eddie Kingston's first figure, I don't know what to think. Does he fit on a ringside stand? Of course he does. Like I said, for his first time in the line figure, is it a slam dunk? I wouldn't say quite the slam dunk. I think there's some tooling that could be done around the shoulders and maybe a little bit more to the head. It's not slam dunk perfect. It is Eddie Kingston. So in that terms, it does get a pass when you look at the whole thing. But a lot of improvements I think they can do. And I do expect Jazzwares team to improve upon the next Eddie Kingston figure we get. And then for comparison-wise, why not grab a Jon Moxley? That was kind of their first feud. I think that was Eddie Kingston's kind of first run. Wasn't that what it was? I don't even know. But I know he had a match against Moxley, so we do got Moxley there for a little size comparison, looks comparison right there, and it doesn't look too bad. From where I sit, and as you guys know, that's right here at the table. But what say you guys out there in YouTube land? You picking up Eddie Kingston, a longtime Eddie Kingston fan? Happy to see him get his due? Sound off in the comments down below. And of course, you made it this far. You might as well like the video, subscribe to the channel, turn the old notification bell on. Follow along on Patreon for this video early and a lot of other bonus, exclusive, and early content on the Patreon. Best of all, you support the channel. And of course, SirPaul64 on Twitter, Instagram, _Kyle_Peterson, and ProWrestlingTees.com. Search Kyle Peterson. So for the Bad King, Eddie Kingston, I'm Kyle. See you guys all real soon.